Conservative new media viewers, what's going on? It's me, John D. Villarreal, the four-time national champion. I'm still talking about the Boston Celtics and Rajon Rondo and this whole two-game suspension and the altercation with Kris Humphries between the Brooklyn Nets versus the Boston Celtics game and all this. And I'm also talking about, you know, Coach Rivers' comments that the Boston Celtics are quote-unquote soft. There's so much to talk about. But so that will, you know, that's kind of the backdrop and the setting in which we're going to talk about this. And here's my question. My question with Rajon Rondo, who's now been suspended for 2 games for this altercation. And first of all, I have to say it's all my personal opinion, only not alleging facts, not casting any aspersions, all for entertainment purpose only. Please check the disclaimers. Do you think Rajon Rondo hurts himself with some of his actions on the court sometimes? Do you think that Rajon Rondo, you know, quote unquote, is his own worst enemy on the NBA court? You know, in other words, where are you at with what's your assessment, in your personal opinion, of Rajon Rondo's judgment? This is someone who's been suspended now for 2 games. That's a serious situation, in my personal opinion, and you know, sanctioned by the league. And my question also is, like, you see Rajon now, he's been now suspended 3 times within 10 months. What's going on with that? You know, what kind of, do you think that gives him start building you know, some kind of reputation in the league and stuff like that? What kind of how does that what kind of impact might that have in the locker room of the Boston Celtics? What do you think Coach Rivers is thinking about that? You know, I think Coach Rivers had a comment like, hey, you know, if I'm remembering correctly, it's something like, you know, you can't take yourself out of the game. And Coach Rivers has already called the Boston Celtics soft. So, in your mind, in your opinion, do you have a question mark about Rajon Rondo's judgment and on the basketball court? That's what I'm talking about right there. I mean, look, Rajon Rondo, tremendous skill, tremendous ability, can dribble, can shoot, can do all kinds of different things. The assist, had that streak going, you know, where he matched John Stockton's, you know, 37 games with 10+ assists, which is phenomenal. And then this happens, and now the streak's done. And so it's like, you know what I mean? Like it's like, you know, how do you let that happen? How do you let that happen if you're Rajon Rondo? And what goes to your mind to allow that to happen? And I understand, you know, you're trying to protect your teammates, stick up for your teammate Kevin Garnett, but you know what? Look in the mirror, dude. You know, how tall are you and how big are you? How tall is Kevin Garnett and how big is Kevin Garnett? I think, you know, if Kevin Garnett needs you to come to his rescue, there's maybe a bit of a problem there. You see a problem with that situation? I mean, you know, that's what I'm talking about. This happened on the court and then it spills out in the stands. Like, you know, what's going on? What's going on? You know, and that's what I'm talking about. And I just think that sometimes maybe Rondo needs to show maybe a little bit more judgment, maybe a little bit more discipline. And that's the thing. Like, you know, in my personal opinion, you can't, because you can flip it the other way. Say Rondo, you know, sticking for a teammate, but what's the net effect? The net effect, in my personal opinion, is a net negative for the Celtics. And that's the thing. Like, I don't think you can, in my personal opinion, you know, you can't allow your personal feelings or whatever. You know, in other words, you're not more important than the team, in my personal opinion. And now you've taken yourself out of 2 games. And if it was the first time, or if it was like some, you know, real, you know, if Humphries took a, you know, big swing at Garnett or something like that, I mean, in other words, if there were different circumstances, maybe I'd have a different impression or a different idea on this. But it just seems like, you know, this was, in my personal opinion, not that big of a foul against Garnett, and all of a sudden Rondo's right in Humphries' face, dude, and pushing and stuff like that. Like, it just, you know, that's all I'm saying right there. It's my personal opinion. I got a question about Rajon Rondo's judgment, and I think that for someone that is such a good player, it almost seems like, you know, he's hampering himself in some instances, in some situations, with not the best, in my personal opinion, not the best judgment on the basketball court. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Where are you at on this? Give me the comments below. Please subscribe above. I'm John D. Villarreal, the 4-time national champion. You're watching Conservative New Media. Please rate this video up. Also, please post it to your social networking sites. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.